Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. Welcome to the first ever episode of WAM. Yeah, what annoyed me, what angered me, what amused me, anything interesting enough to elicit some kind of response from me. It's very much a B-Tech twatty, and that is being generous. In fact, is there such a thing as a C-Tech? If there is, that's what this is. So to kick us off in our first ever inaugural episode, we're going to talk about a couple of ladies. A couple of ladies with a love of things beginning with the letter C. Firstly, Zoella and her love of cash. Now, everyone has seen she's released her advent calendar. Now, this was special for a couple of different reasons. One, it only had 12 days in it rather than the usual 25. And two, it cost 50 English pounds. 50. Now, you're probably thinking it was full, chock-a-block full of luxury goods for that £50 price. Well, you'd be wrong. There's been loads of research done and the goods in it are worth about £13, and that's if you're buying them retail. Obviously, people weren't too happy about this. They're a little bit disappointed. It's got an average customer satisfaction rating of about 1.5 stars on the Boots website, and she's since been forced to reduce the price from £50 down to £25, although that is still a nice little profit for Zoella. What annoyed me about this is, rather than just come out and hold her hands up and say, you know what, it was a mistake, it was a bad judgment, this is way too expensive, I'm just going to apologise. Rather than do that, she has not even acknowledged it. She has buried any mention of this in a 30+ minute vlog in her second channel.
The calendar is something I've worked on for a year. I love the product. I am all about the creativity. I'm all about getting it from a design to a product. Where my input ends is there. Once that product is done and I'm happy with it, the retailer can decide how much they sell that for.
So fair enough, she's saying she doesn't set the price, which I guess there's an element of truth in. However, you would think, as a obviously media savvy lady who knows about these kind of things, you'd be a little bit more careful about sticking her name against something over which she has no control. And you would think she probably should have just asked a question: how much is it going to be? You would have thought she would have done some research to make sure that her young, impressionable fans weren't going to be ripped off. And what's even worse than that, for me, was the attempt to justify it in some way with, she worked really hard on this, she spent a year on it. A year. I've seen the items in that. What has she spent a year doing? Has she been testing every little piece of glitter individually? Has she been using every bendy, pathetic, cheap little cookie cutter in there? How has she spent a year on it? I mean, if she spent a year on it, it's sourcing the goods from China from the cheapest possible price. And what's made this worse for Zoella is this has happened at a time when her old offensive tweets have resurfaced, including this one, laughing at someone who's poorer than her. So all in all, it's not really been a great week for Zoella. She's annoyed me and she's annoyed millions of other people. She's exposed herself as a money-hungry little greedy guts, basically, exploiting her impressionable fans and their parents to get their hard-earned money to support her affluent lifestyle. Doesn't really seem appropriate for what is now a multi-millionaire to be acting like this. Zoella, you're a greedy little spasmoid. Next up is the cock-loving Tanna Montegue, who has brought out a truly baffling and incredibly slutty music video, in which she starts by telling us she wants to be Hugh Hefner, a dead white guy, and goes on to brag about being able to count to over 21.
All these bitches out here trying to be a playmate, but I want to be Hugh Hefner. I want to throw bands on these hoes. Fuck on your bitch like I'm Hefner. I take 10% like I rep her. No faking my tits, but I'll check hers. Your bitch give me brain like her neck hurts. I could count higher than 21.
As you can see, it's shit. Although, let's be honest, most YouTuber music videos are shit. What's annoyed me most about this one is the incredible levels of slot. Honestly, the smell of venereal disease is overpowering, even through the screen. Now, before you start going, that's slut shaming, all you can do, let me make it clear for you. Yes, I think she's a slut, and yes, I think she should be ashamed. Nothing to do with her being female. If it was a bloke doing this music video with half his knob hanging out, I'd be saying the same thing. It's inappropriate, and it's pretty skeevy, to be honest with you. It also kind of strikes me that she needs someone to shame her. Normally, you'd hope that it would be her parents who'd step up and do that, but given that she's filmed a reaction video to her music track with her parents, I'm guessing they're probably not going to step up to the mark on this one.
What do you think so far? What do you think so far?
There's a whole lot of titty up on that screen.
Yeah, that's her with her family. That was her parents. That was her dad. There's a whole lot of titty up on this screen. Jesus Christ, honestly, it's disgusting. The world is going mad. Moving on to the guys now. We saw the very sad and untimely death of Lil Peep this week. Now, to be honest with you, I was no kind of fan of his music. However, it is always sad when someone of this age is taken from us so early. However, what has been almost as tragic as his death is the reaction to it on Twitter. It has been full of tweets of people who've suddenly become experts on drug taking and have suddenly decided that everyone needs to know that he deserved it or something. Or it has become full of people trying to exploit his death for retweets and monetary gain, like that scummy Michael McCrudden who has released a video on him already 2 days after his death. Seriously, what a skeevy little spasmoid he is. Okay, staying in the USA for my next clip. This is something I plan to do each week. It is a kind of YouTube-y, unseen, the darker side of YouTube. A clip that not many people will have seen before. It's something I came across while I was researching challenges for my channel, something I started doing this week. And this one was something I was looking at called the Cider Vinegar Challenge. I came across this and I was absolutely horrified. It's basically just two kids, two siblings, a brother and a sister doing the challenge together. Yet there is some kind of incestuous, perverted, weird undertone running throughout this whole video. I'm going to show you a few clips of it and you tell me that you don't think there is some kind of weird interbred relationship coming together in the future for these guys. If not that, then certainly a school shooting. They just strike me as a couple of kids who really need to be let out of the cabin because their redneck parents have almost been keeping them a prisoner, and it's led to some very, very weird and disturbing behaviour.
What's up? We're doing the apple cider vinegar challenge. It's like cinnamon rated. Ew!
Take that one.
That has stuff on it.
This just has some brown stuff. Right here, darling.
42.
Sorry, guys. Hopefully you can hear us better. Oh no. Something hard went in my mouth.
Do you see what I mean? This goes on for about 12 minutes, but that's literally as much as I can stomach without needing to go and shower again. Oh, it's so disturbing, so weird. Ugh. I came across this video on Facebook, which is a traveller fight in Sainsbury's, and it is absolutely hilarious if you can ignore the violence. Take a look at this.
It's one-on-one, just leave it. No, it's one-on-one, it's one-on-one. It's fine. Take it outside, buddy. It's not one-on-one. It's one-on-one, it's not.
Now, the best thing about this clip is not the fact that they're fighting, not the fact that no one seems to be doing anything, the security guard is standing there like a wet blanket. It is the people shouting, don't worry, don't get involved, it's fine. It's one-on-one, it's one-on-one. I don't think that is what people were worried about, the fact that it's one-on-one and therefore a fair fight. I think what they're worried about is that you've chosen to do this in the middle of Sainsbury's, a shop where families are. Am I the only one who doesn't understand what's going on now? If you want to fight, take it outside. Why would anyone be worried that it's one-on-one? They just want you out to shop, for God's sake. So for our final story in our inaugural WAM, we are going to come close to home again and we are going to name our Twatty Twat of the week. And this week it is Mr. DT. Yeah, Mr. DT, the guy who came up with me on Twitter one time and started mocking me for having a Tic Tac head. Well, this fat-headed twat has given me hours of amusement this week with this one little clip. There we go, brilliant. This is a 38-year-old man who's got a kid, popping away like big man Shaq. Honestly, Mr. DT, you're an embarrassment. Go home. Don't ever mention me in your tweets again. You've embarrassed yourself. You're a spasmoid. You're a fat twatty twat 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 of the week. There we go. That is it. That is WAM. What annoyed me, what angered me, and what amused me. It's just been a short one this week because it's the first one. I'm just trying stuff out. I'm not even sure if I will do another one. Let me know whether you guys think it's worth it. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you think it was a load of arse, leave me a dislike. All I want is for you guys to be honest with me. Yeah, there we go. WAM.